Good evening, everyone. I am Michelle with Yes, Michelle Crochets. Thank you all for being here tonight. And as you guys probably read from the hello, Louise, from the description box and from the title, this is a bit of a deviation from our traditional conversations around all things fluffy and crochet. Today, we are focusing on gear talk. My goal on Wednesday nights is to put a spotlight on the content creator aspect of what I do on this channel and to bring as much positive and structured information as I can to you to help you if you're interested in either understanding what this is as a machine, i.e., YouTube, or if you yourself are interested in starting or upgrading your YouTube channel. So, with all of that said, hello, Marty. Welcome in. So glad to have you here tonight. Guys, one of the things I'm going to ask as you're entering the room, of course, please hit like. I really appreciate that. I am also going to point out to you, though, in both of your cases, I don't need to, that the information about becoming a member of my channel is pinned in the up comment so that if you're interested in knowing about it or you're watching this as a member of Team Replay, and I greatly appreciate those of you who do, that information will also be pinned in the comments section for this video. So please know that I got you covered on that question. Now, the other thing I want to say going in the beginning of this is as much as I want to pay attention to the chat, I'm really not going to be able to because I am hyper focused on getting you as much of the positive information as I can. What I am doing tonight is kind of giving you a heads up of the type of things that I've done, what I'm currently doing, and what I might be hoping to do in the future as it relates to all the tech components on this channel. So, first, let me say I have been on YouTube for 9 months. That is not a long time. And because of it, I started blind. Yes, I've watched plenty of YouTubers, but I never once bothered to ask a question of what do you do? How do you do what you do? And what do you use? I know that some of the content creators I've watched in different niche have said that I just use my phone. That's a blanket statement that doesn't give a lot of detail. It doesn't tell us what kind of phone they have, whether they're filming from the front of their camera or the back or any of the specs that one might want to know. So, tonight I'm hoping to answer some of those questions for you. Now, I'm going to start with the way I started. When I made my very first video, I started with just pictures that I already had in my camera's phone. And I uploaded them to Canva with some screen cards and made a video and uploaded it. That was it. You didn't see my face. You didn't hear my voice. You knew nothing about who I was. You just knew what I put in that information. And I could have written anything. You had no idea. So the first time you see me on camera, you literally see me talking. I'm talking to my phone. I believe I was on my phone at that point, just rambling. No concept of what I wanted to say, no idea of what I wanted to do beyond introducing myself to you, who I am, what I wanted to do with this channel, and what I wanted to do versus what I am doing is two completely different things. But I love the trajectory of where I'm going with this channel. So I'm excited for that. But as I got some suggestions from people and I learned about how to upload, really upload information through YouTube Studio, because I had YouTube Studio, but I didn't understand it and I didn't understand the mechanics of it. So I pressed buttons, I tried things, and different things kind of worked for me. I'm sorry, I there's a comment that I want to see just because it's there. Oh, thank you. This is a ponytail day. This is a ponytail day. Nonetheless, I And this, unfortunately, no matter who you are or who helps you grow your channel, you're going to go through a lot of the steps that every initial content creator goes through in learning about. Hey, Mama Winch, welcome in. You're going to learn about the different aspects of how to upload your videos to whatever format you're using, whether you're using Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or, of course, YouTube. You will figure it out as you experience things. What I'm hoping to do with you tonight is help you start on a more solid footing, which I didn't necessarily have, but thanks to other content creators, they kind of told me things like, push yourself back from your camera a little bit. Hello, Cecilia. Welcome in. And things like that. So let's start at the beginning. I started, like I said, with my phone. I transferred it to my iPad because these things on my face are not fashionably decorative. No, I really can't see. So being able to see myself on screen, making sure I'm in frame, making sure when I'm filming the tutorials, well, I don't do tutorials, but the crochet components of my videos, you can see what I'm doing. Do my hands get out of frame sometime? Yes, I admit that. It is never there as a tutorial, so you don't necessarily need to see the details of my stitches. Like I say in all my videos, I'm just your crochet buddy. But the other end of it was I was getting feedback that despite the fact that I think I have a very strong voice, I don't have a very loud voice according to the filming that I was doing. Add in the fact that many of my early videos were outside. So you're getting all the sounds around me, the bird sounds, which we began to embrace, and other things, but you really couldn't hear me. So I had to upgrade to a mic system. And like many people who purchase a mic for the first time, you don't know what to buy based on what you're using. I knew what the ends of my plugins look like. So I wanted something that was going to work with my system. And I am going to try to bring that close so you can see it. This is the mic system I started with. It literally had plug devices on it, and you can use it on any kind of phone or whatever. And this is the microphone that I used. It just clipped onto my clothing, and it had a little sound dampener on it so that you didn't get all the scratching and fluffing, but you still heard it. I'll be honest with you. You still heard it, and I know you did because I looked at those videos too. But it did allow my voice to be more amplified depending on how I was coming through, whether I was on someone else's channel or whether I was coming through StreamYard, depended on how loud my voice was or was not. So as I was able to move forward with my tech, I upgraded my mic system, and now I have two. The one, if you see me filming in my living room, I'm going to be using this mic. This is my smaller mic, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the name of it because I don't use it very often, but it's just a basic tripod stand mic. It is a little bit louder. When you plug it up, it has a light, which I don't understand, nor do I care, to be very honest. But my primary microphone, and I'm going to reach over here and grab the paperwork for it. Yes, I have it close at hand. I try to do things right. It's pronounced Maono, and this is probably going to show up backwards. Yep. This is my microphone. Let's see. I'll bring it closer to me. This microphone has a dampener on the front and a sound dampener on the back end to knock off some of the extra sound and vibration that you hear around me. Of course, when I have my fans on, it's louder, and I know I sound like I'm in a tunnel. But the key for me and for you, I hope, is that you can hear my voice. I still film on my iPad. Did I buy a camera? Yes. Do I know how to use it? No. Do I want to learn? Honestly, no. I'm very well pleased with the production that I get using my iPad, and it's cost effective. It's right there. I can do everything that I need to do right on my iPad. So that component works for me. The other side of being able to use my iPad is the source of the phone, the actual thing that I'm filming, whether it's the overhead shots or it's the front facing conversation that I do, is right there. When I go to assemble my videos with the intros and the outros and the music and the screen cards and all the things you see as the finished product, it's all on the same device. I don't have to transfer any information. I don't need all those extra cards that can be lost. Everything is in one place. The beauty of it for me, if I'm using two different devices to film, like my phone and my iPad, they're both Apple products. So I can upload that information to the cloud and download it on my iPad in a matter of seconds. Everything in the same place and same space. I just pop my fingers and here comes my sergeant at arms to tell me I could be playing, but he can wait for a while. This is time for just you and I. So that component of it, I don't know that I will ever change. I don't think I need to upgrade my mic system. There are people who do big productions who need a certain type of lighting. I have a light overhead and it's just a basic ring light. I have it on a stand and above my head so that you don't get that same casting. But just beyond my iPad is a lamp in my room, which casts off light on my face. There's a lamp next to me that brings additional light. So one of the things that I see when I look at other channels that can be a turn on or a turn off, honestly, is lighting. So though I have glasses that reflect the light of my iPad on your vision of me, yes, I will be working on that. Glasses can be expensive, so give your girl a moment. But that is something to consider. If you're a person who wears glasses, make sure that the glasses that you're going to get, if you don't already have them, is a pair of glasses that reflect the glare of light, because that is not a consideration I made when I bought these and I am regretting it. So there's that. The other thing I want to talk about related to audio is recognize the sounds around you. One of the things I try to do when I'm setting up for my filming space is there any paperwork around me that has my physical address on it? One of the things you have to take into consideration when you're filming something is your safety and your security. So making sure that nothing around me shows my physical address is critically important. And Marty is adding a point that I'm probably going to need to know. I think it bothers you more than it bothers anyone else, for real. It does. I feel like the Peanuts adults whose eyes are whited out because you never see their their expressions through their eyes, and you don't always get to see the expressions through my eyes because you get that white cast in my lenses. And yes, it bothers me, but I appreciate you all's grace and kindness in enduring that with me. So knowing that many of us, most of us, use a smartphone, so you can start just filming on your phone. Um, One of the comments that was given a few weeks ago by Marty is, as you're first developing your content, you need to get comfortable with talking to yourself. Film yourself. Film yourself and see what you look like on your phone or on your camera or on your iPad, however you're uploading that information. Get comfortable. Discover where your camera is on your device. For the longest time, I filmed videos looking right here because I'm looking at myself. The reality of it is you're right there. That's a completely different head direction. And if I'm having a one-to-one conversation with you and I'm looking over here, you don't know who I'm talking to. So that tweak makes a significant difference in how that looks in your post production. Like I said, the basic mic setup with the mic that I showed you last, the pink and white one, it plugs into my iPad. Unfortunately, it has a USB component and my iPad is a USB-C. So those two pieces don't marry up. But there's an adapter that you can purchase to make that work. So now that covers, I mean, I know it sounds simple, but that covers all the physical tech you need to get started with your channel. Let's talk about apps, because apps can either make you a winner or somebody else's chicken dinner, point blank and period. So let's start with the way that I film. One of the things I learned about filming on my iPad, in addition to where my camera is having the proper setup using the iPad. And I am going to grab my notes because notes is what I do. And setting up the settings within the iPad for filming makes all the difference as to how I look, how I sound, and how it projects onto the camera. Starting with the composition of my setup. My settings are the 1080p, which I learned today stands for progressive scan. I didn't know what that P stood for. I'm honest, I didn't know. And I do it at 30 FPS, which is frames per second. The other thing is you can film in either mono or stereo. Of course, the most ideal sounding is going to be mono. And yes, I know I sound very techie smart, and I'm not. I studied this, okay, guys? And my format is high efficiency. I want to get the best coloring, the best imaging that I can out of the device that I have. I mean, let's be realistic. This thing is over $1,000. Some people don't pay that much for a camera. So there's that. And within the iPhone or iPad system, you can adjust the composition. My composition, I put it in grid format so that I know when I am centered. I know I check the button for level. So that lets me know if the camera is off one way or another, just like a leveler. And I turn off the mirror aspect so that when words show up, you can read what is written. And I checked HDR, which stands for high dynamic range. And I think it's just giving me less bleed on either end of the filming. Again, I have to say I think because I don't honestly know. I listened to other people who use the same devices for how they set up, and I like the way their videos look. So I followed the same process. Hello, Kimberly, welcome in. Now, as for video apps, in order to create and construct the videos that I do, I wanted to have an intro, an outro. I wanted to be able to control when things showed up on screen and when they disappeared. And I wanted to be able to add music in. And I was not going to be spending the next 3 years studying how to do all of that. As I have heard from so many people, we do it dirty. And by doing it dirty, it means we try it. And if it works, we continue. And if it doesn't, we stop. So for me, already having had access to Canva Pro, this was the perfect resource for me. It is my personal recommendation to you, especially if you're a novice content creator and you're looking to have the bells and whistles without having to understand all of the things and the setup and marketing that goes with it. It is an expense, but it is not a very expensive one. It's less than $20. Do I remember how much? Not at this time. I don't, because it's on auto pay for me, so I don't see it, but I know I pay it. So there is that. I also love that it's more of a plug and play situation. Let's say you're going to be doing a YouTube video today, and then tomorrow you're going to be filming for Instagram, or you're doing a long form video today, and then later you want to do a short form. Just type that in. If you're going to do a YouTube short, type in YouTube short. It will set up the way it helps you upload your information. All you do is plug in, whether it's a preset picture of you, or maybe you have an intro you've already created. You can just click the button, put it on screen, size it in or size it out, put a background. All of those things are plug and play parts that are available to you through Canva. And let me be clear, there are other uploading or video assembly apps that are available, such as CapCut, and a lot of content creators love that. I've used it. It is my backup if I cannot get my video to do what I want it to do through Canva. But you can bet on the back end, I'm sending Canva all kinds of nasty messages. But CapCut is amazing. You can just, again, plug and play information. Another really good one is InShot. I don't know a lot about InShot. I've never used it, but I know a number of our fellow content creators do and love it. I'm assuming it is also a plug and play situation. And the final one that I'm going to recommend is KindMaster, KindMaster. KindMaster, again, is a plug and play. It looks a little more, I don't like the word janky, but I'm not as fond of it because it doesn't seem to have access for me to be able to pull in graphics and things like that. Back to the Canva Pro aspect, it has all kinds of pictures, videos, and graphic opportunities. I can take pictures and put frames around them so they have rounded corners, or they have preset frames around them, be it a colorway or a instant picture framing. Whatever the choicing is available to me through that. Plus I can choose fonts and all the fun things, the bells and whistles of what make your video look polished. I have all of that accessible to me through Canva. I did not see the availability of that through Kind, but again, I was looking at the free version. I don't know what paid versions of these apps look like because I'm not paying for all of them. There is that on that. Now, music. One of the things about YouTube that is different and unique is YouTube is very particular about music licensing. You can't just play your favorite song. Heck, you can't sing, hum, or intimate licensed music. So your favorite Whitney Houston song or your favorite Aerosmith song, no. If it's not royalty-free music, then YouTube will put a copyright strike on your video. If they allow the video to go up, 9 times out of 10, any money that is generated for that video is going to the artist of that music. It's not going to you. And if you are monetized or are planning to use that money as a resource for you, that's not going to feel very good. It may only be pennies to you right now, but the idea of making a quality product and having somebody else take your money does not sound good to me. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't sound good to you. So royalty-free music. With that, I have to share with you, YouTube has a full library of music. Now, let me add a caveat that I have watched happen. Licenses have been rescinded on some music. They will start out completely acceptable and okay for you to use that music. 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, you might suddenly look into your YouTube studio, which we will talk about in a minute, and discover that the license has been rescinded and now this video is demonetized and you have a copyright strike. They'll give you the option to mute the song. You can cover it over with something else, But that's another step of post production that you shouldn't have to do. So I tell people all the time, if you're going to use the YouTube music library, go ahead, but be aware that you may not get the results you want. I choose to pay for Epidemic Sound. You may be able to hear the fact that I have music in the background. I'm a music person. I love it. It calms me down and it centers me. And that's really important for somebody like me who's never comfortable when I'm live. I literally am squirming because this is not a comfortable experience for me. It gives me anxiety. So having background music and setting my atmosphere to be calm, quiet, or reasonably quiet and peaceful makes a difference for me. And it may make a difference for you. Back to the aspect of music, I pay for Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound is expensive. I don't pretend that it's not. It's under $40, but that's every month for me. Now, agreed, I have it set that I can play on different platforms, whether I'm on YouTube or I'm on TikTok or I'm on Facebook, wherever I am in the social media stratosphere, I can use my Epidemic Sound music because the license is prepaid. They've taken care of that for me. And if there were a discrepancy with the platform that I'm using, I don't have to worry about it. Epidemic Sound is going to take care of it and be like, we got this. So that makes me feel good. Now, as you know, this is a super highway of information. YouTube basically is a big how to box. You come here, let's say you want to know how to fix the plumbing in your bathroom sink. Well, you can type in, how do I change the J spout on my face bowl? I don't know because I've never had to do it and I hope never to have to do it. But let's say that's something you wanted to look up. The first thing you're going to do is get a whole series, a carousel of different videos that are going to show you how to do those things. It's not just one and done. You have a choice. Basically, like you can go into any classroom and learn anything there. The reason that we choose to click on the videos that we do oftentimes comes down to one thing, the thumbnail. And you need to choose the picture or the image that's going to catch your audience's attention as fast as possible. Hello, Butter Roll, aka Doretha. Good to see you. But with your thumbnail, you need to capture attention instantaneously. And by having a quality, high resolution, attractive thumbnail that says, hey, look at me, I'm the answer to your question. Come here. That is going to get eyes on your video, watch hours in, possibly subscribers, and maybe even members. So your thumbnail needs to be something that brings in attention. And if you're like me, in the beginning, I didn't use thumbnails. Whatever YouTube put up there as this is the video for you to watch, that was what you got. I didn't pick my thumbnails. I'm very strategic about my thumbnails today. My thumbnails are all in the same colorway. I'm very strategic about the font that I use. And yeah, in the beginning, I played with it. Different colors, different styles. And it didn't say very much about my brand other than the fact that this girl is all over the place. I'm more succinct and in line. And my suggestion to you, especially if you are a new or emerging content creator, is be strategic in what you decide is your brand eye-catching components. Pick your thumbnails. In the beginning, if you don't know how to make a thumbnail, yes, go through YouTube Studio and look at the choices they give you for potential thumbnails. There may be one that is perfect for you. But as you elevate and you upgrade, you need to design your own thumbnails. I go back to Canva Pro again. I pay for it. So I'm excited to use their whole library of information and activities that I have access to. But maybe that's not your choice. So I've got some other ideas for you. I did take a look. Pixel Lab, Pixellab is an app. And again, all the ones I'm mentioning to you, I've never tried for thumbnails for me, but I know these are resources that may be beneficial to you. Another one, and this one was a surprise to me, Vista Pro. If you've ever gotten business cards printed, mine are right here. Yes, everything's in grabbing distance, but that's my business card. And I got it from Vista Prints. Well, Vista Prints is expanding their repertoire of things that they have available to support you as a business or a content creator. And now you can use Vista Pro to create thumbnails. Have I looked at it? No. Am I going to? No. But it may be an option for you. Of course, you probably know Adobe. We've all heard of it before. Many of us have used it either as a reader for documents or things like that. So, Adobe has access to things you can use to create an eye catching thumbnail. And then there is also Filmora, Filmora. Do I know what that looks like? No. I'm letting you know what's out there. You're going to have to do your own research and get your own information on how these things work. Do they work for the way you want to structure your brand, your channel? That's your choice. I'm giving you the information. I want you to use it in whatever way works best for you. Now, posting videos. This is one funnel stream, YouTube Studio. Whether you choose to do all of your production for your videos in advance and then direct upload, or you don't do any of the intros and the outros and the end screens and all of those other beauties, and you just sit in front of your camera and you film your information and then you upload it, you're going to still have to go through YouTube Studio. And YouTube Studio is relatively easy to use, whether you're doing it on an Apple device where they kind of mute some of the things you have access to, or you're using your laptop. Either way, you're still getting the bells and whistles that YouTube is, which is pretty plug and play. At the top, there is a little menu of information. One of them is a circle with a plus sign in it. That plus sign is how you upload your video. It's going to ask you what the source of that video is, and then you select what you want to upload, whether it's a pre-recorded video that you've already done on your library from your photos, or maybe there's another source that you use to house your information. However you get it there, get it there. Once you've got it there, it's going to ask you for the title of your video. It's going to ask you for a description. And in your description box is where you're telling not just YouTube, but your audience what I'm talking about in this video. And this is like gold. People will tell you, and I'm going to tell you straight from the horse's mouth, oh, we don't need tags anymore. Tags are not important. Tags are important. Don't skip that step. Do not miss the opportunity to tell YouTube where you want them to send this information. If you know you're talking about motivational content, I'm sorry. Can you please explain how to get YouTube Studio for those who have never seen it? YouTube Studio, hey, is that Maritza? I'm sorry, there is a button about this big that's blocking everything on the bottom row, so I can't really see who's there. But hi, sweetie. YouTube Studio for most of us is going to be found either by using a search engine and typing in studio.youtube or Googling YouTube Studio. And that's how you're going to get the information. You must have a Google account to even set up a channel. And because you've set up a channel, you're going to click it and get to YouTube Studio through that. Or if you're using an Apple-based product, and I can only speak about that because it's what I know, you can download YouTube Studio from the App Store. I'm assuming it would be done the same way from a Google device. So I hope I answered that question. Once you have access to that app, whether you're doing it on your laptop or you're doing on your phone or your iPad or your whatever device, whatever you're using, and you have access to this YouTube Studio, like I said, it's going to ask you for your title, it's going to ask you for the description. And then there are certain things you can do. You can either directly upload it with nothing else, and it's going to instantly throw it out there, or you can be strategic. YouTube will give you the opportunity to schedule this video for later. So let's say, like in my case, it's 6:45 in the morning when I finish putting together most of the videos that I do. I don't think my audience wants to see a video with me at 6:45 in the morning, and I don't have 45 minutes to sit there with it. Okay, Marty is correcting me a little bit, and I'm grateful for that. Because I don't use the desktop version very often. She said desktop is a bit different. If you need Michelle to walk you through how on desktop, you can email her and she will help you. This is very, very true. Marty, thank you. If you need direct one-on-one conversation and coaching on how to do the steps to properly and efficiently set up your YouTube studio, I do one-to-one coaching. It's in my Stand store. And Marty, as you are a wonderful moderator for my channel, if you would please, can you upload the link for my Stand store? You will probably have to grab it from one of my other video descriptions if you have availability to do that. If not, then guys, just check one of my other videos or go to the main description for my channel and you will find access to my Stand store. That will be how you'll have access to me. Back to the whole concept of the video and scheduling. She said, I got you. I love you. Now, related to scheduling, I have to be very careful, and you will have to be very careful. If you say, I want to schedule this for later, YouTube has a preset that sets it up to schedule for the next day. I don't typically want my videos to come up the next day. I want them to come up the same day, but at a later time. Many of you who are here tonight have been to one of my video premieres. When I schedule them for later, I can set them up as a premiere so that we can have a live chat while that pre-recorded video is playing. By simply doing that, you increase the engagement of your audience, and you are very likely to have longer audience retention. Yes, there is a strategy for why I choose premieres for my videos, because it is my hope that by communicating with you, I can answer questions of things that I say or things that you see. Maybe you saw me working with a yarn that caught your eye and you're like, oh, I'd love to know what that is, but you didn't see the screen card and you don't want to have to rewind to catch it, because it's usually there. Though there has been a video go up where I forgot. Nonetheless, you have questions, whatever they may be. If I'm in the chat, I'm able to answer them. The other thing is, how many times have you been in a premiere where the host was there and you just left? You were interested, but you just couldn't hang out. Didn't you at least say goodbye? My hope is that if I'm there and I'm engaging with you, that you will stay longer. You know that it's a priority to me to be there. So you take the time to stay till the very end. So as a content creator for you, your audience is not going to lessen your priority. They want your engagement. So whenever you have the opportunity, premiere your videos, because your audience will stay to spend that time with you. It lets them know you care and they will care for you in turn. So that's my point on that. Bear with me. And I think that's all I wanted to do on that part as far as YouTube Studio. Again, if you have more detailed and specific questions, I will highly recommend that you give me the opportunity to work with you one on one to understand the mechanics of it all. Um, I told you about how I set up my screen and information. I'm looking over my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything. Video editing. That's something I don't do a lot about, but again, you can cut parts of your video. There is an app called Riverside, and I know Marty knows a lot more about it than I do. But one of the things that I loved that she showed me about Riverside, and Marty, correct me if I'm wrong, I know it is a standalone app on the iOS system, be it your iPad, your iPhone, and such. But I think it is available through Google Play and that it is available through laptops. Again, if I'm wrong, she will correct me in the comments. But what I love about it is a lot of us have that what we call pregnant pause, where you go, and you forget to look at the camera, or you like you're seeing me look down at my notes. Well, Riverside cuts out those unnecessary pauses and those lookaways and the distractions that happen so that you're always making that contact, that eye contact with your audience. It takes away, and she just typed, it's probably in all caps again, that button is the opportunity to take away the mess so you don't have to keep cutting your videos. It does it for you. It makes everything smooth and seamless, and it's like butter. It's good. It's very, very good. Now, we are in a live setting where you're seeing me in quasi real time. One of the things about uploading through StreamYard adds a few seconds between the time I say something and the time you see me say those things. Now, everything, of course, is seamless. I hope my words are in sync with the video that you're looking at. And you'll forgive me, I'm slipping in my chair, but I'm also tired. And with that, different companies do the same thing StreamYard does. Whether you use StreamYard or EV Mux. One second, she said, I don't know about all that. I'm sorry. I use the web based through my browser. It's text based editing, literally saves her hours. I told you, she knows about Riverside. Love that about her because she introduced it to me. But keep in mind, if you're not satisfied with StreamYard, and StreamYard is a third party product, it is not owned by Google, and it supports what we do. So you'll notice around me, there is a multicolored frame, and then I'm center of this video. Some of that is me knowing where to set my chair and where to put my iPad and things like that. But that's things you learn as you grow. Forgive me, I'm going to take that off the screen. Anyway, there is another company called Restream, and I am about to start learning about that because that referral button and having them put their ads and bells and whistles in, I'm not a big fan of that. And you hear me often say that I'm not pleased with that. But I am also a creature of habits. So the way that I've always done things is the way I continue to do them, even when I'm not completely well pleased. So probably on a Saturday live, I'm going to try a different format. Hey, Matt, welcome in. Welcome in. Matt is one of our other content creators. Love you, my darling. Please tell your beautiful wife I said hello. But having a third-party streaming opportunity gives us all the opportunity to add things in. Like at the beginning of the video, there was a 30-second countdown, which let me move things away from me that I didn't want sitting in front of me. And if you're wondering what's in front of me, I have a pillow because it's kind of like a mini table right in front of me. I'm not facing my desk. I'm facing my iPad stand. And I actually have more than one of these stands But this, let me see if I can angle it. This is what I put my iPad on. This is the second one. This is the one I usually keep in the living room. What I love about it, hey Mona, welcome in, is I can put my phone on it and I can angle it in whatever direction. The beauty of it is I can take it and face it as such, giving me the back camera to film from. And I can do the same thing with my iPad. And on my desk, I have a stand that holds my phone. Different people use different sources like that for that overhead shot. Let's say you're a cooking channel and you want to show yourself preparing something on your stove. You can use a stand just like that over your stove and give that overhead shot. So those are some of the things you learn later. I started out with, and Matt is adding, Restream is very much like StreamYard. He doesn't know it yet, but he is going to be giving me a tutorial on how to use Restream. So, Matt, consider me asking for your assistance. Just as I enjoy the opportunity to teach you, I lean into the knowledge of others so that I can bring you the best information that I have available to me. And everybody, she says hi, she's driving. Excellent. This is a community of learning. I, at this moment in time, am your teacher, but I'm also a student. I did not just wake up and know everything that I know about the bells and whistles that are YouTube. I did my homework, I do my research. And yes, I bumped my head plenty of times trying something that works and trying something that doesn't work. Starting with a mic system that worked, but it wasn't as effective as I would have liked it to be. So I upgraded. As you upgrade, as you improve systems, oftentimes they come at a financial cost to you. And you have to decide, is this something I can afford to do? When we're beginning, unless you have some magical power that I don't have, you're probably doing this at a cost to you. As you grow on YouTube, you establish your audience, you establish a routine. Some of those systems are easily paid for. Hey, Angela, welcome in. But because I have amassed a pretty decent following, I am going to ask you when we're done with this to share this live if you think someone would benefit from learning from the information I have shared tonight. But I'm also going to remind you that this is a resource that will be on my channel in the future. You can come back to this time and time again and get some of those nuanced questions answered, as so much of the information that I give in this series and in others. And Marty is asking a question that is best answered by Matt. But nonetheless, with that said, I am going to continue to bring you quality, I hope, and information where I'm doing the research. Keep in mind, this is something we do because it's fun. We enjoy what we do, or we have information. Hugs, Angela. Thank you. Thank you. You are so, so awesome. I saw it turn green, so I'm assuming that means you upgraded from being one of my best buds to being a member of the royal court. Welcome. Welcome. So I'm laughing because all I see is whoop. Huh, that's it. The button is in the way. But with that said, as you grow and establish yourself as a channel, you will have access to the opportunity to be part of the YouTube Partner Program. Provisional monetization is something that I will be talking about in the very near future. And the components that come with it means that you're getting paid for the work you're doing. But in the beginning, in the very early days of your YouTube channel, you're not going to be paid for what you're doing. And I like telling people that because, believe it or not, there are people who started a YouTube channel who think the moment I make my first video, I'm supposed to get money. Well, that's not how it works. And people think, oh, they're supposed to have da 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 da. Well, da 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 costs money. I still got to eat. I still got to pay for the roof over my head. I still have to pay for my adult child who's in college. So all of my financial outlay is for my primary existence. YouTube wasn't paying me, so I couldn't spend more than a certain amount on what was at that point a non income generating hobby. Now, this is a job. Let me be very clear. Getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and sometimes earlier than that to produce a video for you, though it is my joy and my passion, it is also my job. And it was a job that wasn't paying me. So once monetization was an opportunity for me, I took advantage of it, which is why I invite people to be members of my channel, because that gives me the resources to pay for the epidemic sound, to improve my mic system, as I grow and I have other resource opportunities. I was able to bring in Zoom. Zoom is an expense for me. I don't just have the free 40 minutes. I can be on Zoom as long as I like, but I pay for it. So, those are considerations I want you to think about as you develop and grow your brand and your channel. But for now, I have been talking for 52 minutes and I still have to eat. So I'm going to scoot. I hope this has been good information that has helped you either understand the behind the scenes of the gear and the apps and the tech that is YouTube channel existence. And for those of you that are considering having a channel, I hope that if you have further questions, you will take the time to pop into my stand store and set up a one-to-one coaching session. I would love to spend time getting to know you better and helping you develop your brand here on YouTube. But for now, and just for now, I want to remind you to eat, to drink your water. If meds are appropriate, please take your meds. Most of all, I want you to know that I love you and I want you to have some fun today. I will see you next time. Until then, take care. Bye bye.